over here is a place called Devil's Wood, or Deville Wood, but it ended up being called Devil's Wood. And off to our right is Loose Wood. They'll become apparent as the day goes on. The Celtic Cross is received from the 16th Division. By the time the Irish arrived, just don't look around for a second, guys. Just look around for a second. All right. This is the village of Guillemont. But by the time the Irish got here, the only way they could identify it as being an actual village was the colour, different colours of the soil. In other words, that all the concrete was powder. That's the only way. You've probably seen the photographs. You know what I mean? That's all. The only way they knew they were in the village. Okay, was coordinates and the white powder to designate that it was the village of Guillemont. The Irish battalions that were involved in the Battle of Guillemont were the 7th Leinsters, the 6th Connacht Rangers, the 8th Royal Munster Fusiliers, and the 6th Royal Irish Regiment. The officer commanding the 6th Royal the Connacht Rangers was Lieutenant Colonel John Lennox Cunningham, and was killed the very first minute of the battle as he stood on for Guillemont, as he stood on the parapet to wave his troops over the top. He was shot instantly, died instantly. There were 2 Irish soldiers got the Victoria Cross here in Guillemont. All right. One was the Private Thomas Hughes. One was Thomas Hughes, aged 29, from Castleblaney in County Monaghan. Thomas was an unemployed farm labourer who single-handedly took out a German machine gun position on his own and saved countless lives in the process. The second VC awarded to an Irish soldier was given to Lieutenant John Holland from Athy in County Kildare. He was the son of the local vet in Athy, and John was educated in Clongowes Wood College over in Clane. John organised bombing parties along the German lines, himself and a couple of grenadiers, okay, did on countless German casualties. Okay, the original cross the original cross was made of oak beams by the divisional pioneers of the 16th Division, fashioned into the Celtic Cross, and was erected here in 1917. This wooden cross then was replaced by this granite replica in 1926 on the orders of Major General Hickey, in recognition of the 16th Irish Division. Okay, and what's very poignant about here, lads, is that it's the first time the British really recognised that the Irish contribution to the war, and it was separated. It wasn't just British Crown Forces; it was the 16th Irish Division. Okay, it's just a very point worth noting. When the Celtic Cross was erected and consecrated in 1926, huge banners were placed across the village down here, and the banners stated "Viva l'Ireland," Viva Ireland. However, in 2016, okay, the citizens of Ginchy and Guillemont, while they were showing their appreciation for the sacrifices made by our fellow Irishmen, our country was already embarking on an act of national amnesia that would see such places as Guillemont and Ginchy fade into memory. Okay, they didn't want to know about it. Okay, so this is the first part of major action of the 16th Irish Division. Oh, sorry. There's one thing on the original oak beam cross that they made here. It's still alive and kicking. It's somewhere here in Ginchy. I think it's in the mayor's whatever. It's in the town hall or whatever it is. But it was brought to Armagh last year, November of last year, and it was on display up in the town hall in Armagh.
Where were the positions they were pointing from here?
Sorry?
Where were the positions around here?
Yeah, the positions here, if you draw a line straight through, I'm going to give you a map now when we get down to Ginchy, right? Because Ginchy is kind of, you can actually see more in Ginchy about the lay of the land, all right? But if you draw a line through Guillemont and up onto Ginchy, there was the 16th Irish Division were holding the central line of the